What is going on, Hunt League community? This is a big night, a night that I look forward to all year long. We are live at the 2023 Outdoorsman of the Year event. In years past, this event has been something that has been somewhat of a marathon, and I'm going to do my dadgum best job to condense this down to the shortest but yet most powerful Outdoorsman of the Year live event that we have ever done. So we're going to jump right in, and I want to start off by just thanking the Hunt League community for just being so amazing. First guy I want to point out is none other than Josh Dishman, an absolute hero and legend in the Outdoorsman of the Year class. He was our Western Hunter winner last year and a deserving candidate. When we looked at the Outdoorsman of the Year finals, this was one of those guys that got left just on the outside of the bubble, but he has to be not only one of the best hunters known to man, one of the best blacktail hunters in the universe, but just an incredible man, and we're so grateful to have guys like Josh Dishman inside our community. I want to point out last year's winner of our daily challenges. So our daily challenges on the home screen of which has the invest, train, shoot. Last year, none other than California man Rich Mays took home that prize with 269 invest, 80 train, and 201 shoot. This year, I am starting out on a tear. We set out for that 24 for 24 challenge. So 24 invest, 24 train, 24 shoot. I got all of those knocked out with my goal this year of hitting 300, 200, and 100 in each of those categories. So big congratulations to my man, Rich Mays from California, for winning and leading the pack with the daily challenges. But I'm going to let you know right now, you're going to have a very hard time holding me off this year from checking those boxes. One thing that I would say is with those invest, train, shoot boxes, I've had a lot of questions recently about, well, when do I check them and what do they mean? And so last year, I personally had this issue specifically with the invest box because it's a little bit ambiguous. The idea of like invest in yourself, invest in others. We want that to mean something specific to you. Last year for me, as I got started, it was like, man, I took this kid out on a hunt, or I studied online maps, and I used it for multiple things. And then because I started using it for multiple things, I didn't really even know what it meant to me anymore. So I stopped checking the box. So as you start 2024, what I want to ask of you is pay attention to the invest box. Make it mean something to you. Look inside and say, hey, what do I want to work on this year where I'm investing in myself and ultimately investing in others? And at the end of this year, when you check that invest box, we want you to be able to tell us, what does that mean to you? For me, this year, my wife challenged us at the end of 2023 to read the Bible in a year, and I'm taking on that challenge, and I am checking that box every day that I'm doing my daily Bible reading, and the goal of that is for me to finish the Bible this year and to hit it at least 300 days this year. I've got some catch-up work to do. I've only missed one day. I'm caught up on the year already. But that is the invest box. That's what it means for me. So you might look at that and go, well, how does that relate to hunting? I just want to encourage you, find something in some way that you are investing in yourself and investing in others, because I believe that if you are filling yourself up or investing in others, you're going to make the world a better place, and it doesn't always have to happen just inside the woods. So I just want to encourage you as you start the year, make that invest box count, whether that is something with hunting, whether it's blowing elk calls, practicing your turkey calls, whatever it is to you. Define it, and then by the end of the year, when we come back around, I want to be able to hear stories from members in the community as to what that meant to them. The train and shoot, those are pretty easy. Physical training and shooting, whether it's a bow, a rifle, anything like that. So moving on. Biggest animal of the year. That award goes to my man, Chad Fiber. I don't know. We don't really do like size and score of species, but I just went through kind of our community feed, found old Chad Fiber in there, and I was like, dude, that guy killed a giant moose in Canada this year. I didn't see any other animals that competed it. I know with those Roosevelt elk up in the Pacific Northwest, they get pretty close. but they're not moose close. So congratulations, Chad Fiber, on getting that bull moose. Absolutely beautiful animal there, which for getting that largest animal and getting that prize, I'm going to be giving you one of these brand new Hunt League hats, which brings me to this point. We only do these hats during our live events or in-person live events. So if you are looking to get a Hunt League hat, this is your only window and the only opportunity where you can make that happen. There's the details on the screen. You're going to have to message me. I see that Rich Mays has already messaged saying, hey, Jared. Rich, I'm saying, hey, Jared, back. It's just hard for me to type. But if you message me and say, hey, sign me up for one of those hats, we'll get in touch. I need to get your mailing address. It's $10. You're just paying the shipping because it's about, I don't remember what it was, a couple bucks for the box and about $7-8 to ship the box. But anyway, you're just paying shipping. So this is your window to get one of these Hunt League hats. I have several boxes of them, so we're not going to run out. If you need to get 2 or 3 for some extra buddies, shoot me that message during this live stream, which is going to be hard because I'm not going to keep this up the whole time. So if you're looking for a Hunt League hat, go there. Moving on. My man, Garrett Weaver, this is just one of those moments I want to celebrate. He took his wife out. They burned a couple points. She drew a special tag. They were looking for a good buck this year, and I just want to congratulate Garrett Weaver, which reminds just about anybody in the Hunt League community that's been paying attention what's been going on this year. So I want to do a huge thank you to Garrett Weaver for hosting the On Point experience, probably the most exciting and thrilling league we've ever hosted in the app. And so just want to say a huge, huge, huge thank you to Garrett. I know last year this was probably the highlight for many, many people leading up to when we made that announcement, as well as during the hunt. For one of our finalists this year for Cody. In case you guys don't know, inside this is a bear hunting magazine. Colby Moorhead from Bear Hunting Magazine joined us on that bear hunt. And if you look at the top of the screen, at the top middle and the top, we've got Cody Parator and Garrett Weaver on the cover of Bear Hunting Magazine featuring the bear hunt from last year. If you haven't seen the Huxworks video from the On Point experience, look, I'm even wearing the same shirt. That's a little snapshot from that, but go check out the Huxworks. Go to their YouTube page, follow, subscribe to Huxworks. They made a killer cut, and you can kind of get an inside glimpse of the On Point experience. But see Cody Parator, see the whole thing as it unfolded. So go to the YouTube page for Huxworks. You can see the On Point experience right now on their page. Moving on, Bradley Joyce. I want to thank Bradley personally. He came on the On Point experience, paid his own way. I mean, and spent quite a bit of money doing it. Spent a week away from work, a week away from his wife. He came because he's a big part of this community, and he was just wanted to be a part of that whole experience. But he came and he helped film. He wasn't carrying a gun. He came and participated in that experience and volunteered his way. And I just cannot thank Bradley enough for coming and being a part of that, the On Point experience. I want to congratulate him for the success that he had in the field this year, and just a big, big, big shout out to Bradley Joyce, the host of the Wild Food League. Moving on, another shout out for Garrett. If you didn't know and you weren't paying attention, right after the On Point experience, my man Garrett Weaver, who has just been one of the legends of Hunt League, he shot the biggest bull of his life. Not a bull. I mean, it's a bull that he and his group kind of knew about, but never really thought they'd have an opportunity on. So I just want to congratulate Garrett Weaver on the bull of a lifetime. I am so jealous. I think it scored like 316, if I remember right, but an absolute giant to an unbelievable, well-deserving, previous year's finalist, previous year's Apex Predator League winner. But man, you are the man, Garrett Weaver. Huge thank you. Want to point out the number one person on our leaderboard this past year, James Mansanti. This was him taking his dad to get his first elk in Montana. James lives up in Oregon, has been a massive part of the community, logged an incredible amount of scouts, an incredible amount of hunts. At one point had gone 20 consecutive days in his archery elk hunt. Ended up getting in as a finalist in the Sweet September League. So I just want to do a huge congratulations on the season that you had, James. Somehow you eluded being a finalist, even though you came out as number one on the leaderboard, and you had an incredible year with your deer, with your elk, with your bear, all up in Oregon, then taking your dad and getting him a mule deer, getting him an elk in Montana. Beyond that, the number of people that you helped in the field, people that you helped pack out their meat, tons and tons of people are thankful for you. You are a massive part of this community, James. And with that, I want to make our first of 3 special announcements. I want to congratulate my man, James Mansanti. You are the winner of the Chasing Roosevelt's League. So last year, Mr. Wolfgang Troxel was the winner. This year, my friend James Mansanti, you are the Chasing Roosevelt's 2023 League champion. That comes with my favorite pair of boots, which are the Loa boots, Loa hunting boots. I wear those Tibet GTX, the Gore-Tex, right there that you're seeing front and center, but you have your choice. If you want the higher ones, whichever ones you want, my friend, you get to choose an incredible pair of Loa boots. I cannot wait for you to get them on your feet because I know that you're going to use them and I mean, cover some miles in those boots. So, James, massive, my friend. Congratulations on an incredible elk season that inspired so many of us to get out there, to keep grinding 20 days in a row, falling asleep at the wheel. I'm glad you're alive because of the effort and the work that you put in this season, but an absolute well-deserved title. Thomas and I connected this week. We said, man, there is not a better person that we could put in than James Mansanti. Garrett's pull may have been bigger, but James, your hustle, man, you earned this title. You are the Chasing Roosevelt's 2023 League champion, my friend. All right, speaking of fun leagues, if you have not joined the Wild Food League, this is a league created by Bradley Joyce, a Hunt League member, just like you guys watching this. So Bradley Joyce is a Hunt League member. He went out of his way. You've got all these companies that he's got listed down there: Crew, Finex, Steelport, My Medic. He's got a firewood company to provide firewood for your Crew oven, your pizza oven that you win as part of this league. You get a Go Hunt premium subscription. You get a 4Low, ThermalWorks, How for Wildlife, conservation subscription. You guys, and this league is still going to continue to grow. If you have not joined the Wild Food League yet, I want to urge you, join it. I have started to see the community thread and stuff on Instagram and Facebook of people posting the Wild Food League. I want to encourage you, use those hashtags on social media because there are companies watching and paying attention. And look, I don't make any money. Hunt League's not making any money. This is just a really fun league for you to join, share your wild food recipes. And I want to thank Bradley Joyce for starting this league because this is one of the coolest leagues going inside the Hunt League community right now. I see more posts related to wild food than I do of people putting animals on the ground. Speaking of, one of our legends inside the Wild Food League, Leonard from Texas, congratulations on your Aoudad. You're starting out the year strong. So if you haven't seen that he just got his Aoudad, I think he just posted that up yesterday. And I think he said today that they've already packed out 3 of them on that hunt. So congratulations. I have a good feeling that you're going to be a finalist because those recipes that you're posting, Leo, dead gum. It makes me hungry. All right, moving on. Got some other fun. Typically, this is the time of year where we announce several new leagues, several new partnerships. We're going to fly through the night, though. I'm already talking too much, and we're getting behind schedule, so I'm going to keep flying. But I want to let you know of a league that's coming up. You should see this league in March. We have been prepping this. We have been working on this. We're actually releasing a podcast tonight, right after this, with Joel Rather, one of the co-founders of Hunt, Hike, Harvest. He was one of the judges this year. He was actually the alternate judge for Maddie Nelson from Seekins Precision. Maddie, his wife, had a blowout tire accident thing, or got stuck in the mud. Something happened where Maddie got out of commission. Last minute, Joel came in and stepped in, and we're so grateful for Joel Rather inside our community. I met him last year at a Western Hunt Fest event, and I hope that you guys get to meet Joel in person at a Western Hunt Fest event this year. Absolute incredible archery event, but at that event, they have a pack out challenge. I'm going to lose my time, so I can't tell you too much, but go check out Western Hunt Fest. But look for this league. We're looking to launch this in March. It's going to be a super, super cool league. It's called H3O, which represents Hunt, Hike, Harvest. It's a science-based physical training program preparing you for backcountry hunts. Super, super cool. You guys are going to love what H3O brings. Check out the podcast that's releasing later tonight with Joel Rather. You're going to understand why we talk about taking on a science-based approach. Another super fun league that I'm looking forward to that I just realized I don't have a slide for. At the SHOT Show this past week, met up with Johnny Mack and Soul Seekers, sat up at their booth, had a blast recording a podcast there. But in the midst of that, Johnny and I have been discussing launching a Soul Seekers League. So keep your eyes out for a Soul Seekers League coming soon. All right. We are moving on. We've already announced the Chasing Roosevelt's League winner. Number 2 is the Deer of the Year winner. I sent an email out earlier today, so we've already let a little bit out of the bag on this one. But 2 nights ago, we surprised one of the Hunt League members. We brought him on to the Hunt League podcast and said, hey, I want to record a podcast with you talking about long range shooting, talking about the ethics of long range hunting. Really, it was a sabotage event, and I invited one of the Hunt League community members to jump in. We recorded for about 30 minutes before we were suddenly interrupted by a hacker from Attleboro. So check this out as we announce the winner of the Deer of the Year title. Today, we are doing a special podcast with Brandon Anderson from Oregon.
Like my 338 Snipe Deck has more energy at 1,000 yards than your 30-06 does at the muzzle. That right there is kind of the proof in the pudding that what we're doing is not unethical, has better killing capacity at 1,000 yards than the 30-06 does at 10 yards. You know what I mean? Correct.
Go, okay, tell me about this one. 311-yard shot. That's your buddy. Tell me about this one. I mean, that was your Oregon one from this year. And this is the stuff, Brandon, where when people just look at these photos that we're about to scroll through, they're like, how is this guy not a finalist in the Outdoorsman of the Year? You know, this is a shot at 786 yards. And at this time, you said that was the furthest that she had taken an animal. And that's October 22nd. So then fast forward 1 month to the 26th, and she stretches it out to 1,998. This list goes on. Here's your brother-in-law.
This is my first California adventure. Most people, you know, like when you say a California blacktail, people are like, what? You can hunt in California?
I mean, this is a stud, a big 5x4, 457 yards, which is, I mean, that's probably something that you can shoot behind your back.
I actually shot it offhand, so.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And how many shots did it take you offhand?
Just one. It was actually bedded down. One, and I had a very small window. He was laying in some brush, and all I could see on the ridge was his head and his horns.
So 457 yards offhand, one shot, double lungs. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, I actually killed one here in Oregon that's not – it doesn't score as good as that one, but it's pretty close. It doesn't have an inline like that, but it has a fork on the back that's for.
What are you saying?
I
shot a really, really nice buck at about 650 yards across the canyon with a 270 Parker Hale back in the day.
Who is that?
Oh yeah, it's a pretty cool podcast.
How'd you jump into the podcast?
Well, I'm pretty computer savvy. I just thought I'd come on and talk about some of my hunts.
Right on.
Well, we're in the closing. We're in the closing minutes of Brandon, so
yeah, sorry to interrupt, and I hope it wasn't too important what was going on.
No, you're good.
So I'm actually here for Brandon. I want to put a little cherry on top of his amazing deer season. So on behalf of Attleboro Knives and the Hunt League community, we want to congratulate you on winning the first ever Deer of the Year title. So
Right on. That's awesome.
way to go, man! You did it. And I'm actually here to present you with an Attleboro knife. They're 154 cm knife with a G10 black and coyote handle that kind of makes it look like a wood grain. It's really pretty. Great hard steel, holds an edge for a really long time. So
That'd be awesome. I appreciate that.
This is a setup, Brandon. Congratulations, dude. You are the first ever Deer of the Year winner. You had some good competition, even from Garrett's wife, from James, from James's dad, from other folks inside the app. And this Attleboro knife, this is me on an elk hunt. Sadly, we didn't get the meat off this bull because I had a bear that was already sitting on it. But we removed the head, no problem. Tell us a little bit about Attleboro Knives.
Attleboro's been around for a while. Veterans owned and operated company. It's completely all American made. When I say American made, I mean Idaho made. There's nothing outsourced outside of the U.S.
You're going to love this knife, Brandon. If you have as many fancy knives as you have guns, we're all in trouble.
I literally use the Outdoor Edge like replaceable blades because I've went through so many Gerbers and Kershaws and just never spent the money on a good expensive knife. Got a bunch of expensive guns, so might as well have an expensive knife to go with it.
You can go to Attleboro Knives. You can use the discount code HuntLeague15. That's good for the month of February. I'm telling Chris, hey, let me know if anybody uses the HuntLeague15 code, and I'm going to unlock the league pass for 3 years as like a bonus item for somebody supporting Attleboro Knives and what you guys are all about. Thanks for jumping in and joining.
Congratulations, Brandon. Way to go,
Thank
way
you.
to go, buddy.
Appreciate the knife. It'll get put to good use.
Okay, I got one last kind of throw-in surprise, and with the AccuFire Team Sniper match in Jacksboro, Texas, March 23rd and 24th. If you decide to come, your registration is covered, your lodging is covered, your food when you're there is covered. We've got you covered. So the 2023 Deer of the Year winner, Brandon Anderson, otherwise known as Brandon 338. Congratulations, Brandon. You are, in fact, the Deer of the Year winner and an unbelievable shot. I still can't believe you shot a deer at 457 yards, one shot, double lung, offhand. That just blows my mind. So, anyway, brother, congratulations, big time, on your Deer of the Year award. Couldn't pick a more deserving person. And if anybody goes through that podcast here, which will release soon, they're going to see deer after deer after deer that you put down this year. So, man, congratulations on one heck of a season. Hey, right here, I've got our Gear of the Year, not Deer of the Year, but our Gear of the Year winners from 2023. So if you can kind of look in there, what you'll see is we highlighted 10 different companies that are participating, sponsors, and people that are a part of the app. Our sponsors make our leagues so incredible, so amazing. They add so much value to this community, but it's not just the value and the prize package, it's their participation and the things that they do inside the leagues, paying attention, watching your stories. I mean, it was an incredible investment that I saw the different sponsor companies make in our panel this year. And we're going to highlight that. You'll get to see them here in just a second. But if you haven't seen our Gear of the Year video, go check that out on YouTube. We highlight 10 different products. We have 2 different categories, so you can see the categories there on the bottom. Those were our lower budget, great gift ideas. We released this in December, so it was before Christmas. But if you're looking for some really truly amazing products, go check out Woo Wool. If you're getting ready for your elk season and you want to practice with some calls, you can see we gave our Gear of the Year to the Born and Raised call, their tagged out call. That's the one that I just fell in love with. Tacticam Remington Core Lock tipped ammunition. I just spent time at SHOT Show with them. Coast, one of the judges this year. I'm trying to even remember. We gave it, I was thinking that we gave it to the Coast knife, but we actually gave it to the Coast headlamp. And if you haven't checked out Coastal's products, I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how incredible they are. Lifetime warranty, and they come at an incredible price point. I know that there's a lot of companies that kind of have headlamps that are more like featured in the outdoor industry. But I will just tell you, there's nobody making better, more economically priced headlamps than what Coast is doing right now. So if you haven't checked them out, go check them out. The upper category, Arcan Optics, the EPL4, I saw them at SHOT Show, spent time with Huxworks. They threw the craziest party in the world at SHOT Show this year. But that was the Huxworks flow suppressor. I can't thank Huxworks enough for your participation inside the Huntley community. EAA, which we have to point out right now because the Spring Turkey League is live. And if you haven't signed up for it, join the Spring Turkey League tonight. But the winner of that Spring Turkey League gets an EAA shotgun, which I can't wait for more and more of you guys inside the community to recognize how amazing those guns are and start shooting them. So then you got the ACAC pack as well as the Vortex Razor 4000 Geo Ballistics. Unbelievable tool. After the on-point experience, had to buy one, and it is a total game changer. All right, we are right here. I said 30 minutes. We are getting ready to announce the league winner for the 2023 Outdoorsman of the Year. This takes a lot of work. It takes dedication all throughout the calendar year. These guys were using the app, logging daily challenges, logging their scouts, logging their hunts. They're part of mentoring. They're part of conservation efforts. The candidates that we had this year were unbelievable. People from James to Brandon to Josh Dishman to Hunter up in Oregon, who also got his big three. I mean, we had them from around the country. Rich Mays in California, Thomas, Bradley. I mean, the list goes on. There was a load of candidates. We had our previous year's champions go through and help select who is going to move forward to the finals. So our 2020 champion, Peter Mosby, our 2021, Grayson McBride, 2022, Ray Behrens, they jumped in and they helped lead the charge in selecting which three candidates moved to the finals. What an unbelievable difficult task. If you want an inside view of that, check out the YouTube video where they narrowed it down and you can see inside some of that conversation. After they selected the finalists, each of our finalists recorded a podcast with us, sharing the story of their season. Each of these guys experienced an incredible amount of success this year in the field. They each were involved in mentoring and conservation organizations. These guys are incredible advocates of the sport. It's not just that they killed big animals or big game animals or anything. These guys are incredible advocates of the sport, great men inside our community. So honored. I mean, truly, truly, truly honored to have such incredible caliber people associated with the app. So I just want to say, man, I am so thankful for our finalists this year. But before I show you the winner, I just have to do a huge shout out to our judges panel. The judges panel that came in. So it's made up of the previous year's winner, so Ray Behrens came in, plus 4 of our different sponsor companies. So this year we brought Tucker back. It's his second time serving on the panel. So we have Tucker Schmidt from Vortex Optics. We have Aaron Stonehawker from Tacticam. That was his first time as a judge. Man, what an honor. That guy took it serious, listened to the podcast, dove in. We have Doug Hutchins from Coast. So their flashlights, knives. He is their lead product developer, designer. Awesome, awesome guy. Super humble. Jumped in. And he was so thoughtful and mindful. I'm so grateful to have had Doug participate with us. And then we had Joel Rather from Hunt, Hike, Harvest. I'm hoping I didn't miss anybody there, but those were our 5 judges. They gave several hours of their time looking over the application, listening to the podcast, diving into the app, looking through community posts. They did all of those things this year, and I am just so incredibly grateful for these judges. The night that we did the interviews, it was a 3-hour marathon, and we only gave each finalist about a 12 to 15 minute window with the judges. So those hours, That was hours of debating and going back and forth, really examining at a deep level. We had a score sheet with all sorts of weighted points that I cannot show to you. That is the secret sauce. But I just have to do a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart, but also from the members of the Huntley community, because I know this means a lot to all of them as well. So thank you, judges. And without any further wait, I want to introduce you guys to the 2023 Outdoorsman of the Year. What are some of the things that stuck out to you about Wally?
I mean, the guy gets a gold star. He was a stud.
Kind of his realization on, the Wolf Initiative stuff, that us talking amongst ourselves and trying to, rally the troops is like, trying to recruit people that are already on your team.
So everything that stuck out to him about his season was with his kid. I'm a new dad. I've got a 2-year-old upstairs, and having him come full circle with his son now and in the field, I feel like that's mentorship done right.
I noticed his work in the preseason. He does a lot of homework. He's e-scouting and he's on the ground. And so you saw he got his 2 animals, his son's pronghorn as well, on the first day. They did their homework.
What he was doing was legal and ethical, really, in Texas on a private ranch. And because of his public land hunting prior, he had an afterthought that, hey, really, I could do it. It was illegal. It was legal, but hey, I feel a little bad about it because my other hunters might miss an opportunity. So I really like the way he was so open and honest. So
he did Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, their fence poles or their ecosystem restoration.
Tell me some of the stuff that stuck out to you about Josh.
I thought his season was fantastic. It just seemed like this is life for him. It's almost like he wasn't trying to set this year up to be fantastic. It just turned out to be fantastic because
from his interview to his podcast to the write-up, everything about the guy just screams like humble sportsman.
He didn't feel like he was ready to be a mentor, and then in turn ended up mentoring that guy and kind of coaching him in and then getting him on that cat. I mean, I was just kind of enamored by the story. I mean, it was fantastic.
From the application to listening to the podcast, and then as he was kind of sharing his story, I just became more and more impressed. And then his sleeping dog in the background.
The canning meat, he's doing it all on himself at his house, and he's teaching people how to do it. So to value where their food comes from.
So he's mentoring people in his circle. He just seems like that guy that kind of walks in a room and people respond to what he does. It sticks with you, I guess, is what I'd say about Josh.
Give me some thoughts on Cody.
Yeah, man. I feel like what stuck out to me about Cody was he kept hammering the mental toughness factor, and that carries with you how you're a sportsman wherever you're a sportsman. And then the mental fortitude to write 64 friggin' letters to random dudes that own ranches. And we probably carry that weight of I'm afraid to hear no more than not. And he was like, send it, dude. Let's go.
He's crazy for his craft, and he's getting better, and he's soaking up information and really working on it.
I'm looking at Cody and I'm like, how is this guy doing all this?
His e-scouting, he put all that work. He's determined.
as you could see, all the research he did, all the pre-hunt checks, driving all the roads, all that.
But between last year and this year, I mean, the kid is just a hard worker.
If I missed it, guys, chastise me, but I would have liked to heard him talk maybe a little bit more about, hey, we process the game, we can it, we jerk it, but the passion for hunting, wow.
He stepped back and helped that guy find that buck. For him to step back and say, hey, I'll take a day to help you find your deer was very admirable of Cody. And that's what I like to see, is somebody who isn't in it for themselves.
Dude, that's a hard question because all three of them crush. I tell you what, I'm going with Wally because that dude can make a dish. I'm just going to keep it simple. All of them kill good animals, but if you're going with Wally, you're going to be eating right.
Doug, who you hunting with?
Wally.
Well, I'd be hunting with Josh. Yeah, I think we have the same mindset. I think we can head down a canyon and get stranded and realize we got to walk back to the truck.
It was a coin toss for me the whole time, I think, between Josh or Wally. But I think I've got to go with Wally because I think I would annoy Josh because I don't think I could keep up with him. I read it on him. He's going to be halfway up that mountain. I'm going to be the guy trudging down below saying, I'll catch up. Let's go.
Well, I think any one of these guys could have won this tournament, right? So you look for little things. I think the way Wally really spreads the love to people that aren't hunters is kind of unique to him, and at least in these interviews. But aside from that, I mean, dude, it's really hard. Every one of them is fantastic.
So my votes all came down to Josh over Wally, and I had to fill out the super complicated calculator. I weighted a lot of things. Personal connection felt closest to Josh.
If I had to put my votes down, and I'm not a voting member, but I think I would have put Cody as my one.
On my end with Cody, dude, I was glad I squeaked in that last question because I feel like he opened up in a whole different way there, and I saw a whole different side to him that I was really glad I got to see, because that put him on the map for me. Not that he wasn't there to begin with everything else, like apples to apples, and as far as the application process goes, but that right there, I was like, okay, I can see where this guy, why he's here, and he's a strong contender. And I love the effort and the passion you saw come out in him when he answered that last question.
As far as Wally, yeah, he's meets everything for conservation and, educating people. I really enjoyed, seeing Cody and Josh's seasons unfold. They were one after the other. They're getting at it. Between Josh and Cody, I was leaning Cody all day.
I just like the overall package of Wally, if you will.
And like the bonding moment with his kid, he was like, that was the best moment of my life, period. That's what hunting's about to a lot of people. I had to give the nudge to somebody. Wally was the guy that got it.
I didn't lose the it factor that I ultimately came to which is what I felt Josh has, is just if I had to walk in the room and say, hey, that's the sportsman, like the sportsman, I just never lost that with Josh. So I stuck with it. Like I honestly flip a coin, man. Like I'm there, but I'll have to stick with what my initial gut and the scorecard said, and that sticks with Josh.
That actually switched right there at the end.
It was a close one.
It's really hard. It's like splitting hairs. That's why, I mean, dude, the numbers are hard to argue with because it could have went any of the ways.
As you were going through each one of them one by one and asking, all of us our thoughts, I actually had the sheet open and was listening to everybody's points and comparing them to kind of my thoughts. And so I already had it filled out. And actually, as we were going through that, I was switching and adjusting based on things where I was like, yeah, I like that, or I think that holds a little more weight. And I adjusted as I went through. And as I did that, my numbers actually got tighter. There's no losers in this thing in my mind. It's just, it's impressive. And
do you have any final rebuttal that you want to push to get somebody to switch a vote?
I'd hate to have my vote break it the wrong way.
He didn't unseat Josh, but I think the way, as close as those two votes are, that's kind of where he's at in my mind. Just reverse him a little bit. But, Cody in the mix as well, man, you couldn't ask for a tougher three-way decision. But
to have it be that close, right? These are the equivalencies of those like business decisions no one wants to make, but they have to be made. And I'm going to stick with where I'm at, although I completely understand and respect all you guys' kind of perspectives on this thing, because it's tough.
Ray, we've come to a decision. Who is the 2023 Outdoorsman of the Year?
Yeah, well, I'd like to congratulate Wally King on becoming the 2023 Outdoorsman of the Year. You did it, bud. You kicked butt this season.
Yeah, bringing the title back to Colorado, where it all started. It's been living in that Pacific Northwest a little too long.
Hey, well, I just want to congratulate you on the great year. Keep spreading the good word, and it was a pleasure hearing your story and being a judge on this panel.
Hey, Wally, you were kind of my choice from the beginning.
Wally, from all of us at Tacticam and from me, awesome job, man. Congratulations. Hell of a season. Thank you for sharing that burrito recipe. And I hope I get to share a burrito with you in camp one day.
Hey, Wally, Joel here. Just want to say congratulations. It was an absolute honor to listen to not only your story, but all the great things that you're doing. And as well as a huge congrats to the other two finalists as well. It is amazing to listen to you guys and truly motivating. But congrats, Wally, on an amazing year.
Wally King, 2023 Outdoorsman of the Year. Congratulations, my friend. That was your third trip to the finals of a league, and it is your first victory, and it has to taste so, so sweet, my friend. There is no title that means more than the Outdoorsman of the Year title. So you came up short in the Western Hunter. You came up a little bit short in the Sweet September League. both of which you made it to the finals all within the same year. So, my friend, congratulations. Thank you for bringing the title back to Colorado. That gets me so excited. So now we have 2 Colorado victories for the Outdoorsman of the Year. We got Peter Mosby and Wally King. That only means 1 title is in Oregon for Grayson McBride and 1 in Washington with Ray Behrens. But congratulations, Wally King, the 2023 Outdoorsman of the Year. Man, you are a legend, and we are so, so, so grateful for you in the community. Thank you for sharing your recipes. Thank you for sharing your YouTube videos. Thank you for posting. Thank you for mentoring. Thank you for making appetizers for dozens and dozens of people that aren't hunters and introducing them to wild food and where your food comes from. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations 1,000 times over from all of our judges, from all the other finalists. We are so proud and honored to have you wear the crown. So wear it well in 2023, my friend, and thank you for being a part of this incredible community. All right, guys, this is record time. I was hoping to get it closer to the 30-minute mark, but I was editing that video, had no idea how long it would be. It was about 9 minutes, so it made it pretty hard. But we are just over the 40-minute mark, and part of that includes countdowns and videos. So I did my best to condense it this year. Thank you guys for tuning in and being a part of the Hunt League community. I cannot wait to see what 2024 brings. One last thing. This is the only window at these live events that you can get yourself a Hunt League hat. So if you're looking to get a Hunt League hat, you have to message me. You have to send me something tonight because it only counts during the live event. So if you watch this video tomorrow and try to send me a message, it does not count. So I have a couple boxes of these hats. These are only for Hunt League members that join us at live events, whether that be live in person or live events such as our league giveaways. We will be back with our next league giveaway the end of March. We end with our Apex Predator League. So if you have not signed up for the Apex Predator League with Stag Arms, with Arc and Optics, get involved in that Apex Predator League. You can join in there today. We will be crowning a champion for the Apex Predator League in April, but that league ends March 31st. So that's the next time we got a live event. All right, guys. Congratulations again, Wally King. Congratulations, James Mansanti, on the Chasing Roosevelt's title. Congratulations, Brandon Anderson, on the first ever Deer of the Year title. So excited about what is coming in 2024. Thank you guys for joining me tonight.